today's video, we are going to be trying a bunch of new makeup. Specifically, I'm going to be talking a lot about the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. Well, not a lot, but I'm going to be using it. This launches on March 6th, I believe, so I wanted to get this up before that, just in case you guys had your eye on it. And then I also have the Amrezy highlight over here, and then, of course, the Anastasia bronzers, which a lot of you guys have been asking me to try since, you know, I love my bronzers. So we're going to be trying this as well, seeing if it shows up on my skin tone. I'm also going to be trying a cult favorite foundation that I've never tried before. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation. I don't know why it's taken me this long to try this foundation, but that's what we're going to be doing today. I also started this video earlier and had a complete fail with two different products. This is the Origins Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer. This was a total fail. I'll have some clips so you can see basically what happened.
I'm just going to take some on my hand. That is strange, and it is, oh my god, it's so cold! Oh my god! This is like freakishly cold, guys. And now because there's so much on my face, it's leaving a white cast. This is already going so great. Look at this. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I don't know if you could see this over here, but literally it is like pilling. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. I'll be back.
And then pretty much the same thing happened with this other primer. It's not the primer's fault though. I just kind of like rubbed too much.
And I'm actually just gonna take an Estee Lauder primer. This one is called the Smoother. I love the way that it just like instantly blurs out any pores and just makes like foundation application really smooth. And just on top of that, I'm gonna be taking this Bobbi Brown Extra Illuminating Moisture Balm, which looks like this, and it's in the shade Glow. What shade is this? Golden Glow. It's just to add a little bit of luminosity underneath this foundation. So it's basically just like an illuminating base, as you can see. Not really, but do you see this? Why is my life like this? Oh my god, I'm so annoyed. Okay, taking my makeup remover again. We're just gonna go straight in with the Bobbi Brown moisture thing.
So yeah, anyways, we're gonna just start clean. I was like gonna continue. I'm like, let me just redo the intro and everything. But if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like me to try other products, I have literally a whole drawer of new products. A lot of them are drugstore as well. So let me know if you want to see like a part 2 type of video with a bunch of new drugstore makeup. And also, if you're just checking my channel out for the first time, I'd love it if you subscribe down below and join the fam. But without further ado, let's begin, because I've been trying to start this video for the past hour, okay? Let's go. I guess this can work as a primer. This is the Illuminating Moisture Balm. I mean, we are using a super long wearing foundation, the Double Wear, so I don't think we'll need an amazing primer underneath, but I love this because although it is like illuminating, you're not gonna get like chunks of glitter all over you. As you can see, it just leaves a really beautiful glow to the face, and this one's like more of a golden glow, so it just complements my skin tone a lot and I love it. So now moving on to the foundation. I have 2 different shades over here. I wasn't really sure which one I was gonna be. I actually had 3. I had like rich caramel or something, but that was way too light for me. So I have sandalwood over here, and then I also have amber honey. Amber honey, when I swatched it, was like extremely orange, so I'm a little bit hesitant to put this on my face, but I'll swatch both of them so that you can see. So that over there is amber honey. So sandalwood is more neutral, which I really like. So I'm definitely gonna go in with sandalwood all over the skin. First, I'm gonna try applying it with this brush over here. This is the Sigma 3D HD Max Kabuki brush. That looks like this. It's like big and fluffy, so I just kind of wanted to try it out. I never really use brushes to apply foundation, but I also have my beauty blender here in case. Okay, so sandalwood is a really good match. I'm actually really glad that I went with that. I don't even know how to use a brush anymore, to be honest. Like, I never use brushes for my foundation. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of using brushes for foundation. Like, it feels really nice and it's not like streaky or anything, but I just feel like you get a much more even application with a beauty blender. So I've still been on this L'Oreal beauty sponge train and I'm freaking obsessed with it. I think they killed the material. So I'm just gonna continue dotting this on the skin. So this is the foundation all over my skin. It is looking extremely like oily and glossy. I feel like it's definitely this product. Like, I feel like this foundation isn't generally this glossy, but I ain't mad at it. I look super hydrated, so yeah, I like it so far. It is definitely full coverage. It was super easy to blend, and I feel like the shade Sandalwood is like my perfect match. I got the Double Wear Concealer. I'm not a huge fan of their shade range for the Double Wear Concealer. Like, I got the shade Deep Neutral, but the one up is like way too light. Like, it was extremely light. I had to send that back. So I'm not a huge fan of the shade range, but let's see what this concealer is saying. Actually, I guess the shade isn't too bad. I don't know why the bottle looks like so much darker for some reason. For such a small doe foot applicator, it actually has a lot of product on it. And it spreads out quite nicely too. So I also have a brush for this. I feel like I'm probably just gonna go with my beauty blender, but let's start off with the brush. This one is the Sigma 4D HD Kabuki. So it has like 4 sides. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's pretty cool. It's actually blending really nicely with the brush. I'm gonna go back in with the foundation brush that I was using earlier. So with the brush, although it blends it out really nicely, I feel like I still have to go over with my beauty blender just to like make sure all the lines are diffused and there's no like brush strokes. But let's try it with just under the eyes. The brush is really good. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just prefer the beauty blender. I don't know why. I feel like for fast application, I would enjoy using the brushes. Like if I am just doing like a super quick makeup look, I will use the brushes because it blends it out a lot easier. It's definitely not as brightening as I would want it to. So I think I'm actually gonna go in with a little bit of the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Caramel and just kind of put that on top and blend that out. Okay, so we're definitely gonna have to set this because we're looking a little bit shiny, but I'm gonna go in with the Bobbi Brown Retouching Loose Powder. I've never tried this before. I've had it for a while though, but they have different shades. So this one is the deepest one, I believe, which I think it's cool that they came out with like a whole range of loose setting powders. So this is what it looks like. It has kind of like a mesh top. So I'm just gonna dip my beauty blender right in there and I'm gonna work that around my mouth. I'm also just gonna stamp that around my face, not underneath my eyes though, because I want more of a brightening powder for that area. I really like the shade of this powder though, really pretty. Okay, and then for under my eyes, I'm gonna take my MAC and Patrick Star powder. Okay, so I'm really liking how this base is looking so far. I'm gonna take this brush by Sigma. It's a duo fiber brush. I was gonna use my normal bronzing brush, but it literally has probably a whole compact worth of powder in there right now. So I'm gonna try this and go in with the Anastasia, the powder bronzer in the shade Mahogany. So this is what it looks like. I think the packaging is gorgeous. Comes with a lot of product. Oh, look at that stunning packaging. I'm just obsessed. So I'm gonna dip my brush in there. I did swatch this and it's very pigmented, so be careful. There is quite a lot of fallout, which I personally don't really like for bronzers, but we'll see how it applies on the skin. So there it is on my brush. Wow. So that is showing up on the skin. And although it's pigmented, it's actually really, really easy to blend out. Like, do you see that shadow it gave compared to the other side of my face? I actually like really, really like that shade. And I feel like it's dark enough to that it'll suit me in the summertime as well. Let's try the forehead. Okay, so I'm really loving how that looks. Like, look at the difference. That is a really beautiful bronzer. Okay, let's do the other side so we don't look crazy. And actually this brush is really good too. A lot of you guys always ask me what brush I use for bronzer, and I always use my e.l.f. dual fiber brush, but this one by Sigma is also really, really good. Any dual fiber brush though is gonna work. I just prefer dual fiber because it blends out the product so nicely, and there's no like harsh edges. I don't know, it's just like kind of more airbrushed when you use a dual fiber brush. So I'm gonna finish bronzing, but so far, I mean, I really like this bronzer. Like, it's Aysha approved. So you can see the Too Faced one is quite a bit lighter than the Anastasia one. And the Too Faced one is like my go-to, as you can see. It's like I've hit pan and it's just the best. And then this is the Bobbi Brown one. I couldn't find dark number 4. This one is dark number 3. It's a little more red. I would say dark number 4 compares with the same undertone. Sorry, it keeps going out of focus. Dark number 4 compares with the undertone of the Anastasia more. So I'm sorry I'm not showing that, but you can see the Anastasia one is like pretty much either the same or slightly deeper than the Bobbi Brown one. So this is what the Soft Glam palette looks like. It's the same sort of like fabric as all the other ABH palettes, and it has a brush over here, which I actually like the brush. I know a lot of people throw this away, but I did my entire eye look with this brush and I really loved how it turned out. But this is what the entire palette looks like. What really spoke to me with this palette is just all the neutral shades. I'm a neutral girl, I'm a warm girl, and all the other Anastasia palettes, although they're very beautiful, they're just not palettes that I'd reach for all the time. And for me to like buy a palette that is, you know, quite up there in price is a big deal. So yeah, I knew that I would get a lot of wear out of it, and this has honestly been my go-to ever since I got it. So I'm gonna show you kind of my go-to look. A lot of you guys requested that I share the look that I did in my Marc Jacobs review, so a little bit of powder under there so it's easier to wipe off the fallout. The first shade I'm gonna go in with is Burnt Orange, which is this one over here. This one is definitely one of the most powdery shadows in the entire palette, I would say. It definitely has the most fallout in my opinion and kickback, but it blends out beautifully and it shows up really, really nicely on the eyes, as you can see. I just like dip my brush into there and there's quite a bit of fallout, but again, that doesn't really bother me. Then the next shade that I'm gonna go into is Sienna, which is this really, really beautiful, deep, warm, chocolatey brown. And just on the exact same brush, I'm just gonna bring that a little more in. Does that make sense? A little more like closer. And next I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Mulberry, which is this deep cranberry brown. And on the exact same brush, just take a little bit on the very tip. It's very, very pigmented, so be careful with this color. And I'm just gonna put this right over there. I'm gonna flip the brush around because it is double-sided, and I'm gonna go into the shade Orange Soda over here. And I'm gonna place that all over the lid, creating sort of like a soft cut crease, but like not really. Just trying to like clean up the lid space. Okay, and as much as I want to go in with the foiled shades, I just swatched them over here for you so that you can see how beautiful and pigmented they are. This swatch isn't really doing it justice, but that gold is like an intense, like it almost reminds me of the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt, what's it called? Trophy Wife. It kind of reminds me of that. So I'm just gonna go into the shade Glistening, which is this one over here. Let's get a little closer so you can see. It looks like nothing special in the pan, but it's almost got this like duochrome type of look. So I'm just gonna go in with that same brush that we used for the lid and put that right in my inner corner. It is so stunning, that shade. It's like a duochrome type of color. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so beautiful. It's like the perfect inner corner color for deeper skin tones. See how that just like transformed my eye shape completely? I'm just taking Sienna again underneath my lower lash line. On a really defined sort of brush, I'm gonna take the shade Cypress Umber, which is this deep, almost like purpley brown. Actually, no, it's just like a deep like neutral brown. And I'm just gonna stamp that across my top lash line. Probably should have waited to remove that bakage because I forgot that it was actually the shade Cypress Umber that had a lot of fallout. Did I even explain what I'm doing? I'm basically making like a shadow liner, like a shadow winged liner. Because I haven't been wearing lashes lately, and I'm not wearing them today either. But this really just defines the base of your lashes. So when you put on mascara, it looks way thicker and like just more voluminous. I'm gonna put a little bit of some black liner on my top lash line. Or, what's this called? My tight line. This is by Sigma. It's the new Longwear eye pencil in Wicked. It's so good. Oh, I almost just poked myself. By the way, I do have a code for Sigma now. If you use the code Aysha, you can save 10% off your entire order. So, just letting you know. But I've been getting asked a lot about my lashes lately, and this has been my favorite mascara. It's the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara, if that will focus. I don't know what's up with my autofocus today. But this is honestly one of the best mascaras I've tried. It is so good, guys. Like, it is amazing. By the way, pro tip, always do your lower lash line first, because then if you do like your top lash line and then your lower lash line, by the time you look up, your lashes will touch the top of your like brow, I guess, and it'll actually curl inwards and make them appear shorter. So always do the lower lash line first and then go up with the top. Oops, sorry. So now that the eyes are done, it's time for the cheeks. This I'm very nervous about. This is the NARS Hot Tin Roof Liquid Blush. I hear great things about them, but I'm always nervous about putting like liquid products on top of like foundation and stuff. So probably should have shaken this actually. Okay, note, if you do buy this product, make sure to shake it with the cap on, because I just got this like all over me, but let's move on. I'm gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand. It's pretty sheer. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it's sheer. It's pretty liquidy. So I'm gonna take just my beauty blender. That is very pigmented. That is very, very pigmented, and I look like a goof right now. I need to blend this out quick before it dries. Okay, so that's actually quite nice. It didn't lift my foundation at all. Like, it just kind of went on really seamlessly. Yeah, I actually really like how that looks. I'll be using this again for sure. Ooh, that's pretty. It's like a really pretty flush. I'm gonna move on to highlight. So this is the Hyper Real Glow palette by MAC. Sorry, the sun is like really shining now. This Sigma highlighting brush, and I'm gonna go into the deepest shade. I am gonna use the Anastasia highlight, but it's a little bit too ashy on my skin tone, so I have to go in with like a deeper one first. There we go. You can kind of see it if I shift it to the side. So I'm gonna take this deeper color, and it's really pretty. Ooh, that's a really pretty, like, more like toned down gold highlight. Like, I really, really, really like that. But I am gonna go in with the Amrezy one as well, just to show you guys how it looks on my skin tone. This is what the packaging looks like. I think it is stunning. They did such a good job with it. Like, just look at how beautiful that is. I love the ripples. So, whoa, I did one touch. Okay. Wow. I'm just gonna like wipe a little off over there, because this can go. Wow. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Okay, the first time I used it, now I feel bad. The first time I used it, it looked so ashy on me for some reason. But now, it is just like pure beautifulness. I think it's because I put that base underneath. So if you are a little darker and we're still hoping to pick this up, or if you're like my shade, or if you're just worried in general of it looking too ashy on you, definitely put a golden base underneath, and then you could put this on top and it just makes it pop. Like, look at that. It is stunning. Put that in my inner corner. Oh, so beautiful. I'm gonna take my Smashbox primer water. Then for the lips, I'm gonna be using this new liquid lipstick by Estee Lauder as well. This is in 102 Bronze Leaf. I love this formula. It is so good. I've never tried this exact shade yet, but my lips are like super dry right now. I hope this doesn't emphasize the dryness, but we'll see. I also love how these smell. They smell exactly like cream soda. It's so good. Okay, so that shade is a little too nude on me. I'm gonna take this Pro Longwear pencil by MAC in the shade Bittersweet, and I'm just gonna slightly line the outer edges. Not too much, but just to give a little more definition. Love how that lip color looks with this entire makeup look, but I'm gonna take a little bit of a gloss, just because my lips are feeling a little dry. I mean, they don't feel dry, but I feel like because they were kind of crusty, like I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but actually they still look pretty good, but I'm still gonna put a gloss. I love this shade though, oh my god. I'm gonna take a little bit of the e.l.f. gloss that I always wear. And I don't want to put too much gloss, but just enough to like give my lips a little moisture and some plumpness. Just like that. So that is pretty much the entire look. I'm gonna come a little closer so you can see how amazing my skin looks. Like this foundation, the Estee Lauder, definitely is worth the hype in my opinion. If you still never tried it, I really like it. I'm gonna come back at the end of the night. I have quite a long day. I mean, it's 4:18 right now, so it took a while for me to do my makeup, but I have quite a long day after this. I'm going to dinner with my family because yesterday was my mom's birthday. So I'm gonna have this on till probably like 12 at night. So maybe I'll do a check-in that late or when we get back from dinner. So it's the end of the night now. I'm in my room and I'm on my phone. Sorry about the crappy quality. I was literally just about to remove my makeup and then I remembered that I told you guys that I would show you guys how it looked at the end of the day. And it literally looks exactly the same. I don't know what time it is. Hey Google, what time is it right now? It's 10:56 right now. I had this on at around like 4 something, so it's only been like about like 7 hours now, but there is literally no crease at all, like not even a little bit. Like this whole beat just lasted. I ended up switching my lipstick to this one because I don't know, I just kind of was feeling it. Plus we went out to dinner and this one lasts through dinner. So as you can see, it's the Superstay Matte Inks by Maybelline. Let me know if you guys want to see a full lip swatch video, but yeah, that is pretty much how this beat lasted. If you guys were thinking of picking up the ABH, oops, the Anastasia Soft Glam palette, I would 100% recommend it. Like, this is me in a palette. I could create so many looks with this. It's like the perfect neutral. All of these matte shades work on my skin tone and they look so beautiful and really complement it. And I also love how these shadows last. They don't crease on me and I just love everything about this palette. I think Norvina and Anastasia killed this so much. Like, it's so good. And then also the bronzer is amazing as well. I'll definitely be incorporating this into my everyday routine. Love that bronzer. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was super long, so I'm sorry. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see like a drugstore version of this type of video, let me know as well. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you are new. I will have all the products that I used in this video listed down below for your convenience. And that is it. I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!